Pizzaholics. I'm at Modern Apizza. Right out of the oven. Let's go eat, baby. What's up, Pizzaholics? First and foremost, guys, check out the new t-shirt. Modern Apizza. Apizza. Not Apizza. Apizza. Maybe you pronounce the A little bit. The A isn't like totally silent, I think. It's like, it's not Apizza, it's Apizza. Like you kind of say the A a little bit. You just, a little, you know, just include it a little bit. All right, this pizza is right out of that old oven, guys. That old brick oil-fired oven. Oil-fired oven. That's right, guys. It's not a coal pizza. It looks like a coal-fired pizza when you look at that wonderful crust, guys. Look at that beautiful crust. You hear that? Oh, it's nice and pliable. Seems like it's a lot airier than Sally's, that's for sure. This is a much different pizza than Sally's. A little soupy. You got to let this pizza cool down a little bit. You can't eat it right out of the oven. It's very cheesy. They put a ton of cheese on it. Maybe this one got a lot of stretch. It looks like the cheese is falling off, and you know, I don't really like to see that. You know, when you separate the pie, look at that. You see? So you got to let it cool down because there's a lot of cheese on it. Looks like a lava job in the middle. All right, so I took 2 slices and the cheese completely slid off both pies. Whoa. Wow. Oh, wow. It's a really messy pizza, guys, but the flavor, my God, that flavor. All right. Here we go. Messy, messy, messy pizza right here. How do you like that on the carriage, huh? Looks like there's some cornmeal on the bottom, maybe semolina. It's tough to tell the difference. I think cornmeal's a little more coarse. It's possible that there's either cornmeal or semolina, one or the other. On the bottom, I don't know how hot this oven gets. It's oil fueled, guys. Oil fueled. The oven is heated with oil. It's not a coal oven. The flavor reminds me of, it's heavy on oregano. Lots of oregano. Lots of salty Parmesan cheese infused into that mozzarella. You know how much I love that. Very salty pizza. And I'm not complaining. All right, guys, it's about that time. Into the laboratory we go, folks. Time to analyze this classic pizza here over at Modern NewHaven, Connecticut. This is, yeah, it's legendary, man. It's safe to say this pizza is legendary. 1934, guys. 1934. This place has been around for quite some time. And that includes that wonderful oven right there. I told them, please bake it in the original oven because they have 2. They have 2 ovens. They had to build a new oven because the place is so busy. It got so busy that they had to build a second oven. So make sure you tell them you want it in the old oven. You want your pizza baked in the old oven. Nothing wrong with asking. And you know, the guy in there was nice enough to assure me that this pizza was cooked in their original oven, guys. Again, oil fueled, not coal. Look at that, man. It's very airy inside. Delicate chew, exterior crunch, and the chew was delicate. It wasn't too chewy. No interior crunch at all. It's kind of soft in the middle. And I think the pie was delicious. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a freaking mess. It's a hot mess. But it delivers. This is a pizza with a lot of personality. And it can get sloppy sometimes. Like, just like people. With lots of personality. However, it's a very colorful pizza and a very tasty one. The combination of that Parmesan cheese and the low moisture mozzarella and those herbs. Look at all that oregano, guys. Look at all that oregano. It reminds me of Scars. That's how the Scars pie is. lots of oregano, lots of salty goodness. It was delicious. Unfortunately, the pie's a mess, but you know what? Eat it in the restaurant, grab a knife and fork, and look, you're not in New York. You can use a knife and fork in New Haven, right? Am I right? Can you use a knife and fork in New Haven and cut your pizza and not be ridiculed? Because I definitely could have used a knife and fork in this case, guys. This pizza was a mess, and I am going to dock some points. I am, but what matters is the flavor. What matters is the crust first before anything. Sauce second. This pizza was never dry. As you can see, there's an abundance of sauce, and it's a marinara sauce, obviously, because of all those herbs. There's some spices in there for sure. Lots of it. But look at that crust, guys. Look at that beautiful crust. That is the color I want to see when I open a pizza box. That is the color I want to see, man. Gray, not tan. Almost brown. Like a grayish brown. Okay, so what makes Modern Apizza so different, so special, so unique, and what makes it stand out against the rest? At least in New Haven. It starts with that cheese, guys. The owner of Modern Apizza pays $3 a pound for this cheese. It's pretty expensive stuff. Most cheese you get $2 a pound, which he could have done. And you say to yourself, all right, what's the difference? There is a big difference, guys. And it sounds like it's not a big difference. $2, $3 a pound. But when you add up the prices in total for the year, the owner of Modern could easily save $50,000 a year if he were buying the $2 a pound variety. But, he's not going to let that pass. And in the corporate world, it would never pass. But he wants that good cheese. And you taste that stuff, man. You know you're having good cheese. It's a whole milk, very high fat content cheese. That's why the pizza was a bit messy. Very high fat. Very high fat. And he also needs that cheese because his oven is very... he has a high heat burning oven. His oven is very hot directly on top of the pizza. And so if he did not use that type of cheese, it would burn up. It's reminiscent of New York style. Not so much the crust, but that type of low moisture mozzarella and the oregano, which is very New Yorkish. And the Parmesan cheese mixed in with the low moisture cheese combined with the oregano reminds me of, like I said before, it reminds me of Scars in Manhattan and many other places like Luigi's, Louis and Ernie's in the Bronx, Luigi's in Brooklyn. They use a very similar cheese, lots of oregano, very similar style, and it reminded me of that. And I enjoyed the hell out of this pizza. I really did. And I think it should be one of your top 5 joints to visit whenever you travel to New Haven. Now, surprisingly, there wasn't too much grease on that box. Very stringy. Lots of mozzarella stretch, which again I don't prefer. I like my pizza a little tighter than that. Let me just do the cold test first before I score it. Because, yeah, I know I'm expecting flop, but does it lose its crisp? No. Despite being a disaster when it comes to neatness and tightness, the flavor was through the roof. Through the roof. This is how I like my American pizza. With the oregano and the 2 cheeses and a crust that is almost as good as it gets. And I'm going to go 8-1 on this pizza. It gets the 8, absolutely. The pizza's legendary, man, and for a good reason. This place was packed inside. Look at that. Thursday afternoon, 4 o'clock, packed. The line in the parking lot, tailgate parties, people lining up for pies. I mean, people traveling to this place from all over the country. Modern Apizza. It is gorgeous inside too, by the way. Absolutely gorgeous. Be well, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Check out my shirt, man. I may be giving these away soon. So stay on your heels. Stay on your toes. Until next time, keep your bellies full, preferably with some New Haven classics, such as Modern. Until next time, this is Antonio signing off.